Hey guys, it's Wayne. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about why Manchester United are heading back to the top. Today, we're going to be talking about why Manchester United are heading back to their glory days after a large period of mediocrity since Sir Alex has left. It's been a tough ride, but the winds of change are definitely blowing through Old Trafford. So let's get into it. First of all, let's talk about the root of the problem. Since Sir Alex's retirement in 2013, the Glazers knew as much about football as I knew about quantum physics, and they decided to hire accountants to run a football club. They assumed that all footballing operations could be handled by a single man, that is the manager that they appoint, just because that is what Sir Alex could do. The Glazers, who knew nothing about football, assumed that all football managers would do that, and they just hired business people into footballing roles. We saw a carousel of managers, right from David Moyes to Louis van Gaal to Jose Mourinho and obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, all trying and failing to restore the glory days. It wasn't just about who was coaching Manchester United, but it was more about the lack of football expertise at the top. The partial takeover took place when Sir Jim Ratcliffe entered into the mix. Of course, I would have preferred that the Glazers were no more associated to Manchester United and stop leeching out of us, but I guess you got to make do with what you have, and Sir Jim Ratcliffe knows something about football as opposed to nothing. Under his leadership, things are starting to look promising. Let's break down the key changes and why they actually matter. First up, Erik Ten Hag has extended his contract until 2026, and this is huge. Ten Hag has brought a feeling of stability and vision back to the club, which it was missing for a while. In his first season, he got to 2 finals and won one, and of course qualified for the Champions League as well. In his second season, things could have gone better for sure, but let's remember he had to deal with major issues through his tenure at the club. Right from the looming takeover, which took over more than a year, Cristiano Ronaldo, as good as he was, there was a bit of a dynamic shift, and Ten Hag, in my opinion, dealt with that quite well. He had major personal issues from a lot of people for a lot of reasons which he had to deal with, and a colossal amount of injuries last season. But still, we managed to get 2 major trophies in 2 consecutive seasons, which no one has done since Sir Alex. His commitment towards United shows that he believes in the project, and that is a big vote of confidence. Ten Hag's time at Ajax was marked with his ability to maximize resources and develop a cohesive team dynamic. His philosophy aligns with Manchester United's of promoting youth players. We've seen the likes of Garnacho and Mainu make big impacts, especially last season. It's also reintroduced quick transition play, which is something that is what United was famous for, especially in the time with Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez back in 2006 to 2009. So with Ten Hag at the helm, things are looking good, and let's keep our fingers crossed for this 3rd season coming up. Next, we have Omar Berrara, the ex-CEO of Manchester City. He was pivotal in City's success, managing everything from player acquisitions to commercial deals. Having someone with his expertise in our corner is definitely a game changer, considering we had people who knew nothing about football at the top previously. At City, Berrara played a pivotal role in their strategic growth, overseeing substantial investments in both the academy and the scouting network. His business acumen led to massive lucrative sponsorships that City got as well. He aims to replicate the success, I'm sure, so that Manchester United not only succeed on the field, but off the field as well. Then we have Dan Ashworth, who we prized away from Newcastle. Ashworth's track record at Brighton and the FA speak for itself, really. He's brilliant at scouting, finding young talent, and also youth development. With him overseeing our football operations, we can expect a steady pipeline of talent coming through the ranks. Ashworth's success at Brighton really was about identifying undervalued talents and then nurturing them into Premier League stars, and in Brighton, it was selling them for a huge profit. So that would be vital in Manchester United's long-term strategy at signing players at relatively lower prices and developing them into Premier League stars. His experience with the FA, where he completely revamped the youth setup, suggests that he will make sure that United's youth academy remains one of the best in the world. Next, let's not forget Christopher Vivell. He's been brought in to streamline our data analytics and scouting operations. He was pivotal in RB Leipzig's rise in the Bundesliga. His analytical approach will definitely help us stay ahead of the curve. At RB, he used a lot of innovative and data-driven scouting methods. His ability was to spot emerging talents and integrate them into the first team smoothly. At Leipzig, he played a massive role in their quick accession to the top of the Bundesliga almost, leveraging advanced analytics to make informed recruitment decisions. His expertise will definitely help modernize Manchester United's scouting and recruitment, which is something that really needed modernizing since the time of Sir Alex. Now here's a name that will bring back fond memories. Ruud van Nistelrooy. Yep, he's back at Manchester United, joining Erik ten Hag's coaching staff. Van Nistelrooy was a legendary striker for Manchester United. If you haven't seen the goals he scored and the number of goals he scored and the number of appearances he's made, you really need to check that out. He brings a wealth of experience and winning mentality to Manchester United. His role will be pivotal in mentoring our forwards, especially the likes of, we have Ashworth, we have Højlund, now we have Joshua Zirkzee as well. I'm sure even Garnacho. I'm sure he's going to try to instill that ruthless finishing touch that he was famous for. Van Nistelrooy's coaching career has seen him develop quite a few young talents at PSV, and his insights into modern attacking play will definitely be vital. He's also spent his time away from being a manager, learning from some of the greatest managers, and I expect him to have a massive impact as an assistant manager at United, not just in our strikers but throughout the team. Finally, we have René Hake joining the team. Hake is also a well-regarded coach with a strong background in developing youth players. His expertise lies in creating a tactical framework that maximizes the strengths of the players. I'm hoping that Hake's inclusion means that we'll see a more cohesive and dynamic style of play, especially with our younger talents. So all these changes signify a clear shift in strategy. We're moving away from those chaotic short-term fixes that we were famous for, to be honest. Signing players on the last day of the season for a lot of money, signing big-name players without buying in places that we actually needed new players. Those short-term fixes are hopefully things of the past, and now we move towards a more sustainable, long-term vision. The ownership so far under Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been all about putting football experts in football positions. Doesn't sound like rocket science, does it? So with that, I'm expecting Manchester United to be back where they belong. It's not going to happen overnight, it's going to take some time. But with these new appointments and with Erik ten Hag at the helm, I'm expecting great things in the coming few years for Manchester United. So I may be a bit of a glass half full kind of guy, but with what you deal with as a Manchester United fan, you got to cling on to the positives. And also for good reason, in my opinion, I think they're going to be back at the top pretty soon. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and please leave a thumbs up. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.